Let me take this week. I was on Instagram, and there was a guy having his eye reattached.
What?
Yes, yeah, hold on. Let me like. I was watching Instagram and I was watching surgery. I said, wait a minute, wait. Is this ear? I thought ear ended a few years ago and so forth. And I don't watch Grey's Anatomy. Why am I looking at a thing and I'm watching a guy's eyeball get reattached to his freaking skull? Rudiger. It was in there. Because first you saw Alaba come in, check up on him. Toni Kroos came in, checked up on him and everything. And now he was having his eye reattached to his skull. And you're looking at Real Madrid and there is a belief in this team. There's a real strong belief in this team. And I think that it's weird. Probably the best thing that happened to Real Madrid was Benzema getting injured. Because once he got injured, we all said, what this young guy's going to do? Look, this guy, he was a freaking one-man army. They all relied upon him. Became stronger. Rodrigo. Oh, damn. Rodrigo stepped up. Vinny stepped up. Tchouaméni went into another level. We're now seeing what your boy Rudiger is doing. And I'm looking at Barca's psyche. I'm thinking at what is Barca's psyche coming into this game? Because they just got dealt a body blow. Because they are pretty much effectively heading to Europa League. Unless the greatest miracle of all. Here's the thing. It's not a miracle. Unless someone gets paid and enter through the game against Victoria, Barca are heading to Europa League. Which is very possible. It is very possible. Okay, but it's very because remember we're dealing with Serie and freaking Moji, so we know what happens there. So unless shout out to your boy Smoke, but so unless something crazy happens, then they're going to Europa League. So what is the psychology of Barca going into this? So in my view, Real Madrid are heavy favorites. Real Madrid are going in there as a stronger freaking team, and I'll level with you. I expect Real Madrid to get that double. Because you can shake your head all you want and so forth. This ain't a freaking jinx. This is being real.
It is though.
We'll get to it. You know what? We're going to have a real jinx conversation. But Paul, how much faith do you have in your equipo to get that Dubinsky on Sunday, knowing that you are fighting a wounded animal? Paul, have you seen Jurassic World? The film. Jurassic World, the film. Jurassic World. Okay. You know when your boy does this, Chris Pratt? PK. They're saying that's PK. They're saying that was on Chris, but they're saying that was PK. So, Paul, you're dealing with a team who are getting heavily memed. We thought the memes were done after H2. The memes have taken off because I've seen about 6 or 7 quality PK memes. I've seen Titanic. I've seen the pattern of the Red Sea. And I think I've seen him stand in the middle between Iron Man's team and Cap's team during Captain America's Civil War. So we've seen him at the middle of every single freaking thing. So basically, it's now make your PK meme because such a great meme. Paul, it's an easy dub. It's an easy Dubinsky. Or are you still worried because it's still an El Clasico? You have to respect Barca, who may want to come and actually have a strong reaction against you guys on Sunday.
I think, well, first of all, obviously we're used to Barca doing being the clown in Europe, but in a league format they are very strong. So we have to take that in mind. I think. Xavi
Paul did it. Oh no, he just did it.
Yes, mute your mic, Paul. Continue to talk.
I think Xavi has motivated the team. I think we have to respect Barca because the worst thing any team can do is to downplay a team that has had results in a sense. So having said that, because I cannot have anything more. I have 200% of confidence in my team because they haven't showed signs of that can tell me, okay, there can be problems. It is true that there is one key thing. Courtois is not playing.
Yes, he's confirmed that he's out injured, yes.
And there's another thing that it's funny for me. Benzema is not playing that well. That is true. Now.
Paul, but he's still picking up his Ballon d'Or on October 21st.
Absolutely true and totally deserved. Having said that, Barca have such a weak defense that if Madrid doesn't win, there has to be people that go out of the team, or at least people that go out of the starting
So,
11.
Paul, you are expecting a win. Like, you're fully expecting that
Absolutely.
based on
And
just
I'm
how
gonna say
good Real
more.
Madrid are and Barca's defense, you expect to win.
Absolutely, and I will say more. A win, okay, I don't care if it's 1-0, whatever. But players should go wanting to go do a 5-0, a clean sheet, a 5-0, a 6-0. Why? Imagine you can do that to Barca. They are done for the season. Their mentality is destroyed. It's a C4 to the Chavineta. Boom.
I rate
There
that.
is
I rate
nothing to
that.
do. You like this is the moment Real Madrid has to completely finish.
Paul, haven't they suffered enough? No mass, no mass. Schadenfreude,
Paul,
Schadenfreude.
kill him, bro. Kill him.
They would have no mercy, and we shouldn't. Because Barca actually, we saw the last season how they were in the seventh position, ninth position. Xavi came second position. Like these guys in league are very, very much alive, and right now they're first in the league. They're not second. So we have to take this seriously. It's the most important game in the league right now because it's the battle between the two heads. So
HH.
we have to go to make blood.
This begs a good question.
Actually, no. Let me come to Blancos, and I'm going to so Blancos because I don't as a pseudo Real Madrid fan.
No,
That's what as a pseudo Real Madrid fan
no
and
pseudo.
so forth and everything.
Okay.
How do you think your equipo is going to say what's up on Sunday? Do you agree with Paul that you're coming in there to GTA?
Okay, first and foremost, I've got to rebuke whatever jinx you just put on Real Madrid because we're going to talk about what you did to Rejay, by the way. We're going to talk about Rejay later.
What did he say? Rejay?
So I'm a bit cautious when you say we're going to win, and then it happens. And then, I mean, Paul is still new to the hang. He's still quite new to everything. So he doesn't really know how effective your jinxes are when it comes to predicting games because they really are quite effective. So
That's sick. His jinx are not normal, bro.
I know.
Can you talk about the Clasico, please? El Clasico.
It's actually very scary. Like he actually predicted.
Blancos, can you talk about El Clasico? I beg you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, but with that aside, I mean, the state of Barcelona's defense right now, which is why I agree with Paul. Like Barca's defense right now is garbage. You know, yes, we don't have Benzema. Fine. Okay. So, but as we saw against Inter, so as we saw on a Wednesday, like the defense is this garbage. It's crap. There's no even without Benzema, like we should still be able to comfortably beat this Barcelona side comfortably. Is Lewandowski going to show up in a big game? We know that Lewandowski isn't going to show up. The question that you got to ask is Gavi and Pedri enough to beat this Real Madrid midfield? Now, I don't see any Barca fans on the show, but and being the people in the chat, do you believe that Gavi and Pedri?
Pedri is tipped to win that young player award and so forth, so they have a lot of faith in him. But I'm hearing a lot of hits for your boy Gavi now.
The game, Real Madrid are going to easily win this game.
Easily?
Not 3-1. That would be my prediction. 3-1. Look at Barca's defense. Sergio Roberto against Vinicius Jr. All right, we know who's winning that battle. Piqué and Eric Garcia against Benzema.
Wait, hold on, Mike, hold on.
Koundé's back.
Is Koundé back? I don't think he is. Koundé back?
No. So here's my thing. Even if Koundé wasn't back, I would grab a Catalanian orphan from the streets and play him instead of Piqué. After the trash that Piqué did, where he was trying to do traffic signals to land a plane, Piqué can start. So even if I'd say,
but they don't have any. They don't have any other options.
Go to the freaking B team. Go to the kids team. And so, he's that bad.
The ladies team, even the ladies team.
Anybody. Okay. So let's just assume that Koundé is fit though.
Okay.
They're still missing Araujo.
Yes, who does very well against Vinicius Jr. We have seen that multiple times that he has pocketed Vinicius Jr. So that's going to be a big miss. And now the big question is for Xavi: is he going to start Frankie De Jong or is he going to start Sergio Busquets? That's a big question mark.
I think he'd be very foolish to not start Frankie De Jong in this game because you need some athleticism. Because I think that with the kind of physicality that Real have in that midfield, and because Mike, do you know what has been worried is the amount of problems Inter caused Barca. And that's an Inter team, as you even said before, like they're not doing that well in Serie. And all that, it's all good matchups, but when you just look at the matchups, if that Barca defense give this Real team space, you've got loads of dribblers, lots of speed, and guys that are move direct and can really aggressively hit you hard. So, I mean, is there any scenario that you see Barca winning this game?
Lewandowski's got to come up clutch in a big game. Let's see if that happens. And if the oos that you always speak highly of, if he can have the same similar game that he had last year at the Santiago Bernabeu, because let's be honest, Ousmane Dembele was fantastic in that game. If he can have that same sort of performance where he gave crosses to Aubameyang, to Lewandowski, Barca can score in this matchup. But I think Lunin is actually a decent backup goalkeeper for Real. Obviously, he's no Courtois. I'm not saying that.
No.
And Ter Stegen has, even though he conceded 3 goals, I think Ter Stegen has been also really good this season.
No. Without him, they'd have been crucified by Inter easily.
So I think it's going to be an amazing game, as it always is in El Clasico sometimes. This is a high-scoring game, and I just see goals. And then with the league thing, right now the La Liga is not that great. It just isn't. And if you look...
Thank you.
Serie A is doing better than La Liga this season.
Thank you.
A league that Casey always ridicules about. There's going to be 3 Serie A teams. If Juventus weren't so terrible and Allegri's not a dinosaur, there would be 4 teams in the round of 16 from the Serie A. But as of this season, Serie A is better than La Liga.
It's hard to predict these games because this is El Clasico. I feel like people are getting too carried away, because a lot of times with El Clasico,
carried away with what?
I feel like with El Clasico, it should be a leveler. It should be a leveler, and it has to have. And Barcelona has to win this game. They have no choice. Like they have zero choice. They must win the game. After the situation they had in the Champions League, they have to literally leave their life on the line, type of thing. Like they had to blood, sweat, and tears. So
but it's if you mentioned the whole Javico, the league is now a must. Yeah. The league is now a must and a priority for them right now. So one game won't change everything, because I think they go into this game level on points. But it's the man. If let's say they lose, but if they get beat down and larynx and Lara Crofted, psychologically that could be a body blow. So that's the work.
Yes, sir. Can I just make one point? I think it was Piqué or Busquets. They talked about after the Inter game that they're emotionally kind of broken after that. So let's see what kind of headspace they're going to be into this game.
So that's why this is the worst time. This is the worst time for this game to happen, because psychologically they are the most vulnerable. Because do you know what it means to have that summer transfer, all the excitements? You got Lewandowski, and you didn't make it out of the freaking group stage of the UCL. It's a body blow.
It's the worst time for Barcelona and whoever's involved, and it's the best time for the neutral, because already it's a situation where this is a massive game. This is a massive game for Barcelona and Real Madrid. Real Madrid are probably thinking, hey, if we beat these guys at home, if we put a psychological we destroy them at home, they're pretty much they're confident enough to say the league is ours. That would just take Real Madrid to a different level.
No. For me, if they win, that's only 3 points. The league game's done.
It's right here. It's a psychological thing. It's too early. It's too early. I'm telling you, these are. Yeah, go ahead. My bad, Dawson. Go ahead.
Why do we keep looking at this from one angle, right? The last Clasico, these guys got dominated at their home ground, right? It's not like I'm saying at the end of the day, Barca still have the players to beat Madrid. It's like, for example, us and Liverpool.
But no, you cannot discount the psychological aspects of it, because this coming after what happened at Inter, mentally these guys are screwed, because it is such a disaster where Barca are right now.
But that could be an advantage for Barca, though.
Wait, hold on. Yes, wait. Let Yasin to put it on. Come to smoke. Yes, come to smoke.
Yeah.
No, it's different. I'm saying it's different if, for example, Barca has been performing well in the previous seasons in the UCL, and then they do all of this, and then now they're going to decline. These guys have been humiliated like the past 2 seasons. This is nothing new. So it's not like, oh, we're on a new low. No. For them, this is nothing new. And I think Paul said it. Regardless of how they perform in the Champions League, they always give it a go in the league. So this is it's like City in the EPL, whereby we could lose by the smallest of margins in the Champions League, but when we come to the back to the league, this is our bread and butter. And there is nothing to indicate why all of these things that we're saying could be the other way, whereby Madrid, because Courtois is not there, they get spanked 4-1 at home. There's nothing.
Honestly, so yes.
No, well, I mean, the whole psychological thing that can also work in Barcelona's favor, because if Barcelona play, I mean, there's a famous quote that says like, the most dangerous person is the person that have nothing to lose. If Barcelona in a situation like there actually are truly psychological damage, I think that's over. How do I say that's exaggeration? Exaggeration, I think that's exaggeration talk, whatever, after the game. Oh, this is a big blow, blah blah. You know how people talk crazy after such a defeat, whatever. But if it's true, then actually they have nothing to lose, man. Like these guys are gonna go. These guys, you're gonna see tackles.
So you don't think Barca will be affected at all going into this game?
I think they'll affect it in a positive way. I don't think they'll be affected in a negative way at all.
No. I do see the other side of it, because as bad as it is and so forth, this is still, you still have something to play for, and this is still a league title. So, and it isn't basically, the season isn't a failure. This on face value, you can't call a season a failure if you win your league. It's just that if you want to use context based on how much they gave up, I think that regardless of what they do, not making it out of the UCL group, that is still a failure in that context. But still, at the end of the day, if you end up with a major trophy, which is your league title, that is still a success. You can still argue that that's a success. So, oh, damn. Vito, talk to me, man. Clasico, man.
El Clasico, for Real Madrid fans, I think they're probably drooling, salivating. They're ready to attack Barca. The fans are probably ready for this. But then on the other side, you see what Barca's doing, and what confidence are they really drawing from? Inter's not great. Like, what confidence could they possibly have going into this match? I think it's all about ego. This season for Barca, it's all about ego. They pulled every lever this offseason, right? They made a play. It doesn't look like it's going to work out for Champions League. The way they're going to be whimpering out of Champions League and playing in the domestic league, all that they have are ego moves right now. They want to be able to slap up Real Madrid. They have to play that way. Because what big highlights are they going to have for the season? They're going to have the El Clasico, and then
you know what? I do see your angle, because that is what Barca have always held over Real Madrid, is that look at how well we've done in the league. So Real have said, look at how well we've done in the Champions League, Barca look at how well we've done in the league. And both things are important. Now, I value the UCL more than the league, but both things are important, because the two biggest trophies in club football is your league trophy and the Champions League. I don't care about all that domestic crap. It's your league and your Champions League. So if Barca, because the worst thing is they allow Real Madrid to do the double and give Carlo Ancelotti the first time he's ever defended his league title. That would be a disaster.
Yeah, let me add to that. The worst thing is if he repeats, if they're able to do their thing in the Champions League, which we'll talk about that at another time. But then if they're also slapping up Barca in the El Clasico, like if you do that, right? If you do that, it's a problem, and Barca has nothing to talk about. Barca has nothing with regards to the season. So that's why I think the Real Madrid fans and the team are probably like pacing. They want to crush Barcelona.
No. They don't know, because I think they Real can sense blood, because they're like, no, these guys could be really vulnerable. Because again, that's what I said. I don't know what Barca's mentality is going to be after Wednesday, but obviously Xavi has to just G them up and really motivate them. But if your Real Madrid is like, bro, from the very first minute, we have to go and attack these guys, especially with the defense not strong. From the offset, we just have to attack these guys, and you have to look to embarrass them, because we all remember that's 5-1 that Barca gave Real Madrid during peak Barca, when Piqué held up that 5 and so forth. So,
and I'm seeing so many similarities to the Manchester United derby and how City were motivated, and then also this upcoming week when we talk about vulnerability, Liverpool's not at the strength that we're accustomed to, and I know many want that memorable high scoring match to happen against them. So Real Madrid, I think they have that same motivation, and you want to put a stamp, you want to put an exclamation mark and say, Barca, this is us. Real is ruling things right now. I'm fearful for what's going to happen for Ricardo and being in these spaces moving forward.
No. So you're saying that this is going to be a beatdown? That you think Real Madrid are going to absolutely destroy them?
Yes, I do. I think it's going to, and a beatdown will just be like they're going to be outclassed in the match. It may not reflect in terms of score because it might not be a drubbing, but I think you're going to see Real is going to be like in control. Players that you may say have been out of form, they're all going to be up for this.